It's a very busy day in the transfer window today. Not for Manchester United, guys. No, not for Manchester United, but for everyone else. For everyone else, there's a lot of business going on. I mean, look, it seems like Gyökeres to Arsenal is done. This is just a few minutes before the stream, really. Breaking: Gyökeres, new Arsenal player, as every document has now been approved and exchanged. Arsenal and Sporting completed the process with formal authorization to travel, medical to start in the next 24 hours. Gyökeres coming soon. So obviously Gyökeres to Arsenal, guys. That's going ahead. Another interesting bit of news that came out earlier on is in regards to Isak over at Newcastle United, which goes on to say here via Fab that breaking: Alexander Isak has informed Newcastle of his desire to explore a move this summer. Club aware of players' plans and will now decide how to move. Newcastle have already restarted exploring a move for a top striker in the market. So Isak seemingly looking to leave the Magpies also. We're not going to get him, guys. We're not going in for him. You know, this would be exactly the sort of player we should be going for that would maybe revitalise Manchester United right now. But obviously it's going to be ridiculously hard to even convince him to come to us right now. And also we can't spend the money anyway because he's probably like 120 million. So I don't even know why I'm even talking about Isak, but it's because there is news from, the top journos that he's looking to leave Newcastle. But there's no point us going for him, is there? I mean, let's ask the chat, guys, yes or no. Do you think Alexander Isak would want to come and play for Manchester United right now? I just can't imagine it. I mean, Newcastle actually have the European football anyway, and he doesn't want to stay there. He wants to go to a bigger club, a club that's probably one of the top clubs in the world. We're talking about Liverpool right now obviously have that interest, but obviously with Ekitike going there, it's a doubt that they maybe would have the funds for Isak, but you never know. Also the likes of, who knows, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern, these sorts of teams. I just can't imagine Manchester United would have any chance of signing him right now. Primus says no chance. No, says Pete Morris. Yeah, it's very unrealistic, isn't it? But he is apparently looking to leave Newcastle. There's no way United are going to go for him, unfortunately, I don't think. But if it was 12 or 15 years ago, this is exactly the sort of signing we would make right now. We would go and pinch one of the best number 9s in the league, wouldn't we? If this was the Fergie era. But it's not the Fergie era, unfortunately. This is the Lurgy era, the Hawk 2 era, Big Greenie era. But whatever it is, it's a bad era. We've got to look for more realistic signings. Unfortunately, players like Isak, even Gyökeres, they're just looking for that Champions League football, really. They're looking for the chance to, I guess, challenge at the top there. They want to play in the Premier European competition, and we can't provide that right now. Somebody we are going for, though, and somebody that we realistically could perhaps entice to come and play for Manchester United, is indeed another number 9 who goes by the name of Ollie Watkins. Not to be confused with Wally Watkins, but Ollie Watkins, guys. Here is a report here from Ben Jacobs a couple of hours ago. It just says that United have held fresh talks over Ollie Watkins. Villa's £60 million valuation currently deemed too high, but Man United prepared to advance things if price drops. Villa have no plans to alter their position unless a replacement is found. Nicholas Jackson, one player appreciated. Right, okay, well, let's just say that Aston Villa are looking for 60 million quid for him. That is indeed too much money. That's far too much money. 40 to 45 million makes a bit of sense for Ollie Watkins right now. He's so Premier League proven, and he's guaranteed to get you decent stats. He's never going to set the world alight, I don't think, at United and score you 30 goals or anything. But 15, maybe 20 if you're lucky in the league, is what he could sort of bring to the table. And that's consistent numbers. Pretty much every season, last 5-6 seasons, very consistent numbers. Last season even getting 15 or 16 goals. Season before that, 23 in the league. The guy's obviously a consistent good goal scorer, guys. The only negative, I suppose, is that he's approaching 30 and he might cost a significant amount of money, which United just don't really have right now. But if you're talking about getting guaranteed goals, someone who's guaranteed to come in there and do well, he's more so the sort of player we should be looking at right now, as opposed to someone like Sesko or even Gyökeres, to be fair. Obviously, Gyökeres gone to Arsenal, but even those sorts of players, because there's still a risk that these guys are going to come in and melt, whereas Ollie Watkins has proven in the Prem. And if you look at what United are trying to do, we've signed Cunha, we've signed Mbeumo. It seems like it's quite high up on our list to get that Premier League proven player right now. So Watkins does seem like, it's one of those that we should be working on. I hope that we can get an agreement and reach with them reasonably soon, because I feel like he would bring a lot to the table. Graham Bailey also reporting that United are increasingly showing more interest in Aston Villa's Ollie Watkins, and we're stepping up our pursuit of Ollie Watkins. That's pretty good. Hopefully we are going for Ollie Watkins. We absolutely should be trying to sign this guy from Villa. Villa are known to have some financial issues as well. They're also understood to have that interest in Alejandro Garnacho. That's another big factor as well. Like, if we have a look at this report from Ross Harwood, it just says that Ollie Watkins / Garnacho deal is being discussed. Villa are keen on Garnacho, United very keen on Watkins, early stages of discussions, but is a deal that could make sense on all parties involved. This is just from this afternoon as well. So obviously there's a lot of speculative links going on. Garnacho linked to Villa. Apparently Garnacho wants to stay in the Prem. There's only a couple of sort of clubs in the Prem that I guess could really entice Garnacho because he's a bit of a spoilt brat melter. Maybe Villa's one of them with Emery at the club, Maybe he would want to play for Aston Villa. He saw what Rashford did last season for them, and he said, I want a bit of that. He also posted himself wearing an Aston Villa shirt on his Instagram, didn't he, just a short while ago, like the big Billy Big Bollocks that he is. So, I think he's already twerking for Aston Villa, to be fair. Maybe, just maybe, there is some sort of deal could be done there for Garnacho and Watkins. And if it was a straight swap, which maybe you could justify it being, I would still think they'd have to give us a few mil on top. But if it was a straight swap, say we're basically valuing Watkins at 50 million, 45 million maybe, and we'd be valuing Garnacho at a similar number. Well, really, Garnacho should have a higher number than that, shouldn't he? He should be valued in the region of 60 to 65 million pounds maybe because of his age and his potential. But if it was a straight swap, say, then that doesn't cost us any money. Garnacho we signed for literally pennies back in the day. He would be pretty much just all profit, and obviously this deal to get Ollie Watkins is exactly what we need right now. It's a proven Premier League goal scorer. So we'd be getting rid of somebody we don't need. Garnacho is sort of surplus in terms of his actual contribution for Amorim's system, but he's certainly surplus in regards to his gash attitude and his gas-tastic haircut. He's definitely surplus in that sense. So Ollie Watkins swap deal, I would entertain it, my friends. I would. I would like to think we could get an extra 5 or 10 million out of Villa if we are giving them a 20-year-old player, though, because Watkins doesn't have that long left. Remember this. In 5 years' time or 4 years' time, when Alejandro Garnacho is ready to leave Aston Villa, or maybe sooner, knowing him because he's a melter, but let's say in 3 or 4 years' time, he is going to be in his prime, coming towards his prime, 24 years of age, 25 years of age, coming towards his absolute prime. And he will probably have gone up in value, won't he, in about 5 years' time, you would think. Garnacho, he should be well established, in the Argentina setup, playing regularly, much more developed than he is now. You would think he would be worth still a fortune then. So from Villa's point of view, that would make a brilliant, brilliant acquisition. You're getting rid of a player who's approaching 30, who literally can't get a lot of money for unless you sell him this summer. He's also got the potential to leave you in the future for nothing because he is getting on a bit. So if you're Aston Villa right now and there's a knock from Manchester United and it says, are you interested in a cheeky little swap deal for Ollie Watkins and Garnacho? If you don't do that deal, then you're mental, aren't you, if you're Villa? So I think that maybe has some weight to it. I honestly don't really feel like it's that realistic. You don't see a lot of swap deals, but who knows? Maybe United are just interested in paying £45 million outright. That could also happen. Or maybe we're interested in, as I say, some sort of other swap deal, potentially for Martinez as well. That's it. So Ollie Watkins, Garnacho swap, I suppose it's on the table. I suppose it could be somewhat realistic, but also I would not be surprised if we can't get rid of Alejandro Garnacho this summer. And I wouldn't be surprised if Aston Villa price Ollie Watkins out of a move, because they know that we're Manchester United and we pay loads of money for shit players. Not that he's shit, but we pay over the odds for players, and so they'll just bang an extra 10 million quid on, won't they? Yeah. So, I really hope we get Ollie Watkins, to be fair. I've been saying this for a while. Watkins, Visser, one of these Premier League proven strikers makes a lot of sense. Obviously, if Sesko was the same amount of money coming over from the German league from RB Leipzig, then, okay, maybe that makes more sense because he's 7 years younger and he has a lot more in terms of the future and potential, and he could turn into a top player in a few years, could be one of the best in the world. So that's what Sesko can give you, but it's still a bit of a punt. You are hopefully, trying to play the long game of, him developing into a top player. There's no guarantees that he can come in and do it for you right now. Whereas with Ollie Watkins, there is the possibility he can do that. But the thing is, if they cost the same, if Aston Villa are asking for £60 million and Sesko are asking for £60 million, who would you sign? I'll ask the live chat. Let's ask the live chat. Who would you sign? Let's say they cost the same. Ollie Watkins is 60 mil. That's what Villa want. Let's just put it out there because that's the price tag that's been banding around at the moment. And Sesko is available for £60 million as well. Who would you rather sign? I've got to be honest, even though I think Watkins is better for us right now, I would say there's a lot more value in the Sesko deal, especially long term, because you're going to get a player who's developing and he's literally 7 years younger. I mean, that's a lot of time to get better and also to give service to the club. Watkins will be out the door in 3 or 4 years, leaving for basically nothing. So if they were the same price, honestly, Sesko makes the most sense. The only way it makes more sense to go for Watkins or Visser or someone like that is if they're a significant amount of money less, i.e. 40 million quid, 45 million quid. If we could get Watkins for 45 million quid, then yes, it makes more sense to go for him because he's Premier League proven, he has that experience right now, and he'll come in and he'll probably guarantee more goals than maybe Sesko would this season. It's hard to say that, but he probably would get you more goals than Sesko. But would he get you more goals than Sesko in 5 years? No, he definitely would not. So that's it, really. Like, it's about money. It's about value. If the deal's there to be had with Ollie Watkins and Villa, I'm sure we'll go for Watkins because it's more proven. You know, if we can get him for 40, 45 million or do a Garnacho swap. But if they're asking for 60 million and they're firm on that, there's no value in that deal for United. It makes 0 sense to spend that amount of money on an aging player who will leave you for nothing in a few years' time. So we'll see what the higher-ups at United decide to do, but surely they'd only be interested in Ollie Watkins if the price is right or if there's a Garnacho swap. Nice MVE Rain. He says we got 70 likes. That's not bad, but it's a little bit of a Gashma Spoiland ratio, isn't it? Thank you so much, everybody who's hit the like button, though. Do us a favour, keep hitting the thumbs ups. Give us a massive like spike on it if you haven't done so. Get involved and subscribe to the channel also. Have we hit 91,600 subscribers yet? Let's go and have a little look. Big ups to all the legendary subscribers of the channel, by the way, the mighty Hamada. And we have, guys, we've just hit it, 91,600 subscribers. Get in there. So, thank you everyone who's subscribed, all the old and new legends. But yes, if you are new to the channel, please do hit that subscribe button and get yourself involved here. If I was Villa, I wouldn't want Nacho over Watkins. I'd keep Watkins 100% no to Nacho. Yeah, fair enough. But what if Nacho wants to play for Villa and what if Watkins doesn't? So there's some speculation about Watkins, you know, maybe being a little bit out of sorts there. Towards the end of last season, he wasn't utilised that much by Emery, and maybe he's ready for a new challenge. You know, maybe he is ready for a new challenge. So it really does depend, isn't it? But fair enough, though. You'd keep Watkins 100% no to Nacho. Yeah, fair enough. But Villa might have a player who's wanting to leave, pretty much. If Villa offer Watkins plus 20 million, that's a good deal, I think. Oh, that'd be a banging deal, lad. That'd be an excellent deal, Disco. We should snap their hand off with that, really. Phil Taylor says Sesko price negotiated by Vival, £60 million. Well, could be, lad. Yeah, obviously Christopher Vival, obviously working previously for the Red Bull brand, for Leipzig and also Salzburg. So he has a great working relationship over there, it's understood, and connections, and perhaps they could be a good favourable negotiation done by him for Sesko. Let's hope so. I mean, we did see some numbers going around yesterday of 60 million for Sesko, and that doesn't sound crazy, to be fair. But I really struggle to get my head around that, because I feel like if he was only 60 million, then Arsenal would have signed him, because they were trying to get that deal done very early in the window, weren't they? I feel like they couldn't get an agreement done with Leipzig. They were asking for too much, so they turned their attentions to Gyökeres, who was available for more like 63 million euros plus 10 million euros, so 73 million euros, closer to 65 million pounds. You know, whereas Sesko, apparently they wanted 80 to 100 for him. So if that's the case, you know, I just can't really see us being able to get him for as cheap as that. But I hope we could. Why don't we loan Garnacho to them and they loan Watkins to us? It's interesting. I'll give you that one, Francois. It's interesting. Oh. Sesko, Watkins, 40 for Watkins. Sesko, Watkins. You'd settle for Watkins. Hey, fair play to you, my son. Sesko, says Gungshi. Sesko, Watkins. Sesko. Oh, who's this? It's Zamiasi. Zamiasi, thank you very much for the super chat there, Zayn. I appreciate you. Thank you for helping me keep the lights on, you absolute Arsenal scoomer. He comments, easy joining us, Piggy. What an attack. Is he really, though? And also, he's actually changing his name when he joins you, mate. He's changing his name from Easy to Novice. That's what he's doing. He's changing it from easy to novice, mate, because he's going right on the easy mode. You know what I mean? It's going to turn into a proper melt for you. Villa have just come out and said Watkins isn't for sale. Everybody's got their price, mate. Oh, everybody's got their price. If they don't want to sell an aging player who maybe even doesn't necessarily want to be there anymore, we don't know the inner workings, but let's just say that's a possibility. And if he's aging and he wants a new challenge, you know, they'd be fools not to sell him, to be fair, because he's getting on a little bit. Watkins, Prem proven, Sesko just a punt. Yeah, that's true. Sesko has the potential to really develop into a top player, but he also has a bit of potential to flop, whereas Watkins is proven and bags of experience. You know, he's close to 30s. He's like a veteran at this stage. Sesko could be Højlund again. Oh, Zayn Miyasi with another super chat says, how will you cope with Gyökeres, Saka, Easy and co? It's a great question. Well, we do have Ruben Amorim, who was a previous coach there of Victor Gyökeres. If anybody knows how to deal with him, I'd imagine it's Ruben Amorim. So, you know, let's just let Ruben do his thing for that first game of the season, and, you know, we're going to be pocketing Gyökeres. I feel like it's going to go one of two ways, really, on that first game against Arsenal. I feel like either Gyökeres is going to score a hat-trick against us and he's just going to look immense, or he's going to absolutely flop and shrivel up like a sack in the sea, and he is going to look awful, mate, and and just be completely phased out of the game. And that's what I'm hoping for, lad. I think it's one of the two, to be fair. I don't think there's any middle ground there. He's either going to smash us up or he's going to look absolutely shite because, you know, we've got the right coach to deal with him. Remember that. And then your other players, okay, fair enough. You know, I get that. I am a bit concerned about that first game against Arsenal. It would be foolish not to be. But still, I feel like we can batter you, Zayn, or at least get a result from it. It's the first day of the Premier League campaign. Nobody's really good then. So we should probably be able to batter you if we turn up. You know, if the players turn up on the day. Why Watkins, he's 29? You just answered your own question there, Sean. You've answered your own question. He's the most experienced Premier League proven player we could possibly go and get, I guess, at striker. And if you think about it, his record over the last 5 years in the Premier League, very, very consistent and impressive. Every single year getting double figures in the league. You know, very consistent, lad. He's got the experience. 29 is not old. 29 is a great age to have someone in your team. They're experienced, they're wily, but they're still young enough to be, you know, fit all the time, physically, all that kind of stuff, rather than, you don't want a 36-year-old who's injury prone. You know, 29 still in your prime, lad. We could certainly have a really good player for a few seasons. Granted, in a few years' time, then he probably would be slowing down a lot and also be pretty much leaving us for nothing. So from an investment point of view, it's not as good as somebody like Sesko. But from a proven right now, right here, right now, Fatboy Slim vibe sort of point of view, it's definitely good. It definitely would be a good pickup. Isaac, and they can have Ashworth back. Isaac has told Newcastle, I know, we were just talking about that. I know, there it is there. There's the story right there, and it is a big story. We can't get in, though. Zayn Miyasi, I bet you wish you didn't buy Gyökeres now, though, eh? Zayn Miyasi says, why did United take so long to buy a striker? Sense it make not. Yeah, I know. It's kind of like you and your English lessons, Zayn Miyasi. You know what I mean? It's like, it's been a long time coming, mate. You know, but you still haven't done it. You know what I'm saying? Zayn Miyasi. I don't know. It's a strange one. But no, why have they taken so long? I wish I knew. I feel like it's just down to finances and they're just trying to sell players. That's the only thing I can possibly think of. They're skint, Zayn. They're fucking skint. We've got the Glazer in your shithouses languishing us in loads of debt, servicing loads of debt all the time. They missed out on European football. We don't have a lot of money in the coffers right now. I think that's the reality. That's the truth. And so they're trying to sell Garnacho before they sign somebody else. Either that or we truly do have a completely incompetent set of absolute naan-breads in the team. In the club. That's the only logical explanation. Thank you for that, Zayn. Forget Gyökeres, he's ancient history, he's joining the Melters. Yeah, fair play. We're not interested in Gyökeres anyway. You know what? He's called Coquerez from now on. I'm not interested in this guy. Coquerez is an Arsenal scummer. You have to question it, don't you? I've got to be honest. You have to question the ambition of a player like Gyökeres, choosing Arsenal over United. And people go, hang on a second, they're playing the Champions League. They're up there, they finished second. Yeah, and they're always going to be finishing second, and they're never going to win the Champions League. It's like almost damning yourself to guaranteed second place every single time. It's like, who wants that, really? Why wouldn't you rather have the option of maybe winning some trophies? Even United, last few seasons, we still won a couple of trophies. Yes, we're quite far away right now. You could have been part of a big project at a monster club like United. 3 times Champions League winners, etc. Rather than going to some shithouse Arsenal side who might be in a good spell right now after spending $1 billion for that fucking Spanish Dracula in charge there, Charteta. And they're up there. Yes, they finished second. They got Champions League. But what are they going to win, though? Where's the ambition to win things there from people like Victor Gyökeres? It's pathetic. They're not going to win anything. I don't care what people say. Oh, they're only one striker away from getting what they need to be able to win things. What a load of old bollocks. Look at these other teams like Liverpool and City and what they've done in this window as well. Fuck me, they've strengthened significantly too. And they're going to be right up there. And I feel like City probably will finish above Arsenal this season anyway. So I think that's probably third place best you can hope for this season, Arsenal Hollands. You know why? Not even necessarily down to personnel, not even necessarily down to play style. You know what it's down to? It's down to bottle job mentality. That's what it's down to. It's like you're signing for Arsenal, you're almost guaranteed to be an absolute bottle job for the rest of your career. You know, you're signing up to be a melter. That's why I think it's just poor ambition from someone like Gyökeres. Zayn Miassi is on one today. Firstly, thank you, Zayn, for the super chats. Let's get some love hearts in there. And then secondly, let's get some shithouse emojis in the live chat. He says, money on 2 attackers you bought. You could have bought Isaac, who wants to leave. Oh, my God. Zayn Miassi, lad. You just bought Gyökeres and a bunch of other players. You could have bought him as well. Would you not rather have Isaac over Gyökeres? I don't know. I mean, one's Premier League proven, the other isn't. And secondly, I don't even think we can sign our Isaac, lad. Like, you're talking about, like, United are actually in the position where we can even sign him. We can't sign him, mate. He wouldn't want to come to us right now. Look, we're realistic. Us fans, we understand the situation. We understand we're in a shit period right now. And we need to try and get back out into the European spaces. And then, you know, once we had Champions League football, yes, we would be able to sign somebody like Isaac, because we're a huge football club. But right now, we can't sign Isaac. For a start, we don't have the money for it. The owners, you know, they're shite. Glinios, they're not reaching in their pocket and spending £120 million on one player right now. That's insane. Plus, I don't think you want to come to us anyway. So, yeah, as much as that would be awesome, just not very realistic, is it? Hashtag Glazer shithouses out. Well said there, Don Gunccione. Yes, he is Yoda in disguise. Zayn Miassi says, imagine Yoda up front for you. Hey, I tell you what, lad, that's not a bad shout, is it? You know, the force is strong in that one, lad. I bet you'd get a good few hat-tricks, mate. You know what I mean? Even if he is a little bit on the short side of things. You know, he's got a good leap on him. The force is definitely strong there. Okay, watch us sign Isaac and he scores a hat-trick against Arsenal. Oh, dude. Well, I really don't think it's possible. I would absolutely froth at the metaphorical gash if we could sign him, though. You know, Isaac wouldn't shit in your toilets. All right, steady on now, Christopher, lad. Not once has Amarin been screaming, sign me Gyökeres. That tells you plenty enough, I think. Maybe he didn't want him. He has his reasons, I guess. I mean, maybe. It's sort of understood that he would have wanted him, but it's not known exactly, is it? You're right, Tommy. I mean, it kind of makes sense because he previously coached him and he was very prolific with his goal record over there. But maybe just the value of the player, the amount of money involved, maybe it doesn't really make sense for the overall squad right now to put your eggs in the Gyökeres basket, because we don't seem to have a lot of money through other signings. Yeah, Santos. Well, Visser's certainly one for me, lad. I really like the Visser link, but we're not linked to him, really. It's doing my head in. And we've smashed 100 likes, guys. Thank you, everyone who's hit the thumbs up button there. Let's get us to 150 likes. Cheers for that. Newcastle want at least 150 million for Isaac. Yeah, that's just crazy. I mean, it would probably take 120 in this current market to sign Isaac. But if there was a club out there who could afford him, it would be a great signing, because he is a complete number 9. As a Villa fan, I'm going to be absolutely destroyed if we lose Watkins for a player like Garnacho. Oh, I really hope so, Devil. Now, that'd be amazing, wouldn't it, if you guys get if you guys end up with Garnacho, little spoilt brat. Yes, and we ended up with a good, no-nonsense, hard-working, hard-pressing Ollie Watkins up there. I'd feel like we were getting the better deal as well, to be fair. Especially if we got a few million quid extra from you. But yeah, I mean, that's it, really. It's like Garnacho probably was looking at what was going on last season there with Rashford at Villa, and obviously Emery and Villa, they're in a better position than us right now, a better place than us right now. So he might well want to go there. Yeah, definitely. Just on Garnacho as well. Like, his attitude is just awful. That's another reason you wouldn't want him, really, is because his attitude's just bad. I mean, did you see Rashford's post about joining Barcelona yesterday? And like, you've got that little melt Alejandro Garnacho like celebrating in the comments section of his post. It's like, come on, show some decorum here, Alejandro, you little brat. You know what I mean? Celebrating somebody leaving Manchester United. Guy's a prick, mate. Amorim said months ago he only wants players who want to be here. Tommy is right. Yes, precisely. There you go. Yeah, exactly. What's Isaac's valuation? Probably like 120 million. Yoda has more sense than Onana and Slabby put together. Definitely. Where's the money coming from Isaac? It's not, is it, Mounts? I agree with you, lad. Where are we finding that? Who do the Toon replace Isaac with? That's a very good question. Well, they were linked with Ekatike, weren't they? Which is obviously strange because now Liverpool have got him. And I don't think they're going to get Isaac, but Liverpool were the destination for Isaac, maybe, but it doesn't really look like it now. I don't know. Hey, Berber lads, Jim will pay in £121 million instalments. Or maybe £120,001 instalments. No, in our shithouse club, you know what I'm saying? Wait. I don't know. Looking forward to a keeper signing. Told you don't want Sancho. No, oh, sorry, Garnacho. Yeah, well, no, it doesn't seem like many Villa fans want him, no. But Emery might, and that's what it's going to come down to. You think about what Emery was trying to do last season with Marcus Rashford in the club there, signing him on loan. Well, you know, they've signed him there to play a certain position. I guess he was playing at striker sometimes for them as well. But in Garnacho, they're getting another player who, you know, can play that left side for them, whatever. Villa has no doubt of 1 minute signed it for Ozzy on the first go. Oh, yeah, what a bloody legend, mate. Big Aston Villa fan, Ozzy Osbourne. Let's get some RIPs and love hearts in there. Me and Mrs. P were watching the Osbournes on Prime last night. Bit of nostalgia. Fucking hilarious, man. Ozzy Osbourne is a legend. Absolutely hilarious. PSG have not signed anyone and they need a striker. Do not rule them out for Isaac. Hey, interesting. Interesting shout, lad. Yep, you're in favour of a swap. Garnacho on 50k a week. Watkins on 130k a week of Villa. It won't be a simple swap. No, and also I think we'd probably want a few million quid ourselves, wouldn't we? You know, you can't just do a straight swap for Watkins, who's 29 and only worth, 45 mil, when Garnacho's supposedly worth 60. That would be a rip-off deal for us. So we need to get some money with it as well, I would say. Would I take Emery over Amorim? I mean, not right now, Lee. I want to see how Amorim does. I mean, honestly, to answer the question of who do I think's a better coach and who's done more in the game, it would be stupid to say anything other than Unai Emery. And he's done really well with Aston Villa, but also in Europe, he's won things, you know. Obviously, he's done more as a manager than Amorim. Amorim's super young. I suppose he just turned 40. He's got a lot to learn. He's got a lot to do in the game. But I think we should absolutely be sticking with Amorim and backing him and giving him the tools to do the job. Obviously, Unai Emery is one of the guys that I always wanted before Amorim was appointed, because he was a great coach. Or is there really Mikhail? There's a wicked graffiti mural of them by Birmingham Bus Station. Oh, nice. What bit of Black Sabbath action. Rip Ozzy. Big up Ozzy. Rip Ozzy. Just an absolute legend, isn't he? It's an absolute legend. Rip Ozzy. Nice one, Jay United, you legend. Yeah, what scares me if it's Ruben Melt at the end of the next season World Cup, Poch will be available. Oh! Pochettino, it'd be a massive no from me. But that's a good point. Right, okay, let's continue with the show anyway. So yeah, look, Garnacho, maybe Watkins swap, I suppose. It could be on the cards. It's quite unlikely. Let's just not pretend like, you know, this is going to be an easy deal. It's probably not going to be that easy of a deal, but there is reports of a potential Ollie Watkins Garnacho swap on the cards, maybe. Also, Graham Bailey reports that United are increasingly showing more interest in Aston Villa's Ollie Watkins, so we may just be going for an outright transfer, looking to sign him for, I don't know, £45 million. That would be a good figure for him. Any more than that, it just doesn't really make that much sense when somebody like Sesko is maybe available for more closer to like £60 million. And Ben Jacobs breaking the news, I think, earlier on at about 11:15 a.m, saying that United have held fresh talks over Ollie Watkins. Villa's £60 million valuation, currently deemed as too high, but Man United are prepared to advance things if price drops. Aston Villa have no plans to alter their position unless a replacement is found. Nicholas Jackson, one player appreciated. Ooh. So, yeah, you listened to Paranoid last night. Oh, absolute classic. Yeah, great shout. Some great tunes, to be fair, coming out of Ozzy and also the Black Sabbath, yeah. Watkins, Ben Jacobs. Anyway, so that's the latest from Ben Jacobs there. It's an interesting one. Hopefully United can get the deal done. That'd be beautiful. There's a little bit more, obviously, on Sancho at the moment as well. Like, Sancho still wanted by Juventus, but nothing's changed there. Sancho still wanted by Juventus. What else did we have here today? Give me a moment, guys. I'm sure there was one other big story we needed to discuss here. Just give me one moment. I'm melting a bit today. I've got a bit of a hay fever, guys. Some sort of gash hay fever. I don't know if anybody else has got it today. It's real bad hay fever today for some reason. Real bad. I've woken up like my name's Snotty McTominay today. Right, wait, so let me have a look at the latest updates that have been coming through. Ben Jacobs says 8 minutes ago that Alexander Isak told Newcastle he wants £300,000 a week. Not a number Newcastle can match. Swedish strikers' preference is to leave, and Newcastle are exploring other attackers in case a suitable offer arrives. I mean, should United have a little try? You know what I mean? Should we have a try? Just gauge the interest. Hey, do you want to leave, a Champions League team there and come and join a team that finished 15th place? But to be fair, I mean, there's so much potential at Manchester United. If a player like Isak joined, we'd be loving it. But we can't sign him right now, guys. He wouldn't want to come, and plus we don't have the money for him. That's the sad thing. But on another day, on another year, another season, he would be somebody we should definitely go for. Sky Sports Premier League also reporting that Alexander Isak has informed Newcastle he wants to explore his options this transfer window. David Ornstein, 29 minutes ago, reports that Alexander Isak wants to leave Newcastle United. Absence from Celtic friendly plus Asia Tour, 25-year-old preference. Newcastle United keen for Sweden international striker to stay on improved deal, but also exploring potential replacements. So it looks like it's all kicking off there for Alexander Isak. There'll be a host of clubs, I'm sure, interested in him. But who's going to take him? It's a strange one. Obviously, Arsenal just signed Gyökeres. Liverpool just signed Ekitike for big money and Wirtz. You know, where's he going to end up? It's an interesting question. Anybody else here linked with Manchester United? No. Ben Jacobs an hour ago. Victor Gyökeres will arrive in London on Friday to finalise his deal, his move to Arsenal. Gash. Okay, I don't think there's any more news really here in regards to any of our players or in regards to signings. We are still looking at the goalkeeper, Senny Lamens. We're supposedly interested in various different midfielders, including Xavi Guerra from Valencia. And of course, the number 9 is of paramount importance. Players like Watkins linked heavily at the moment. Hopefully, there's some fruitful talks there and maybe they can reach an agreement. Who's this? So sorry, some idiot online on Twitter has just put a some idiot online. I'm not going to say the name of the account because I just called them an idiot. But some idiot online has just put a front three picture of Manchester United front three with Alexander Isak at the top with Mbuemo and Cunha. Do you know what I mean? I mean, it does sound good, but come on, that's fucking ridiculous. Yeah, that was it. And, Alejandro Garnacho, that's what I was looking for. Anyway, this prick, Alejandro, he left a comment on Marcus Rashford's Barcelona announcement post saying, let's go. Just more unprofessionalism from the little melt there, isn't there, really? Now, I really hope we can get rid of Sancho very soon. This prat needs a reality check. He needs to be slapped across the face with a wet kipper and sent to Kettering Town on a season-long loan to learn the joys, of lower league football. That's what he needs to do, rather than doing what he's doing right now, which is just, I don't know, being a complete unprofessional little melt. Hello there, Gav's Highlights. What's going on, lad? And the cake Connect getting in there raw. How you doing? Couple of legends have joined. What's happening, you legends? You wouldn't underestimate United's pull. Imagine him with Cunha and Mbuemo. Fergie would have signed him. Well, Fergie would have signed him, I agree. And I think that would have been a realistic signing under Fergie. Of course, that's somebody like he would have gone for. But then Fergie would have also gone for Harry Kane, and Kane would have signed for Fergie. There's so many top players that we just can't get right now because we don't have the big name manager, I suppose, but we also don't have the stability at the football club. We don't have the competitions, the accolades to offer these players right now. It's a rebuild. We're in a complete rebuild period over the next few years. So it's not the most attractive proposition for the top players to come to right now. But I agree, if it was 15 years ago, Isak's the sort of player we'd easily bring in. Like, he would have been coming to us this season and playing for Fergie if that was still the case. Nice one. United History says, I'd rather not go in for Visser due to Brentford being Brentford. A fair play, but even more reason we should pinch another player off of them. You know, stitch us up with long-term negotiations. We'll have your lad last day in the transfer window for dirt cheap. Otherwise, you've got a want-away player on your hands who's leaving in a year's time for free. Yeah? Exactly. There is no way they would swap Garnacho. They need the sale for the profit. A fair play to you. You might be right, Francois. That's a fair point. You don't like the way Amorim will not change the system even when the players cannot play it properly. Well, I think he was trying to get them to go through the fire last season, personally. I hope that he will try and adapt and change it sometimes if he can, you know, if that can happen. But let's face it, probably not. Right, anyway, so that's pretty much the latest United news there, guys. There's not too much going on. Obviously, the news that we have made contact with Watkins is, I guess, the biggest story of the day, and it's welcomed. It's very welcomed because we need to try and sign him. He's exactly what we need. Somebody who's proven Premier League experience, gets you consistent amount of goals, you know, is a hard-working player, pretty no-nonsense, and I think he'd probably do quite well. You know, we just need somebody to come in, bag 15 goals, let Cunha score 15 goals, let Mbuemo score 15 goals in the league, and then that's 45 goals right there, guys. That's a good amount of goals compared to what the front three got last season, and that's being conservative. So it would be exciting times at the football club to bring in Watkins. It's not necessarily the player that's going to take us from here to the title, but it's a player that's going to hopefully take us from where we're at to, you know, getting back into being a European established side again and having that Premier League proven experience. United seemingly taking the stance this summer of Premier League proven's better than anything else. I mean, we'll find out if they're going 100% down that ethos if they end up signing someone like Watkins instead of someone like Sesko. So we'll see. And also Martinez compared to Lamens. You know, it depends. Are they going to go fully Prem proven, or are they going to try and get some other players in there? Hope you get rid of the swine fever. Thank you, Elliot. I think it's just a bit of hay fever, yeah. I don't know. I've just woken up with a Schnotty McTominay vibe, lad. Go in for Gashmus Boyland. If Martinez can stay fit, we'll have a decent season. He's mega important to our system. Yeah, the butcher. If this summer we get a striker and a goalkeeper, then next summer we get two class midfielders, that would be more likely. Yeah, well, I certainly think we've got to incrementally improve. We can't really expect us to get 8 players this summer, especially when we're skint. We do need 8 new players, but we're going to have to do it over several windows. You wonder if Obi's good enough. He's obviously very young still. I'll answer the question for you there, Kate. He's not good enough, mate. He's not good enough to be like a consistent starter number 9 striker for Man United and score all our goals. He might well do better than Højlund, but no 17-year-old or whatever who's got the experience that he's got is going to be ready to do the job for Manchester United right now. He's ready to be the third choice striker, and that's all he should be. He should be getting game time and developing, but he shouldn't be thrown in there at the deep end having to be our main guy. Ten Hag finds his fiver. Watkins is that age where he'll just hunt for that last big paycheck and then spend most of his time sipping margaritas after a lazy training session. Yes, absolutely, 100%. What's this? Look up what Berber sent me. What's Berber sent me, lad? Hang on a second. Let me go have a look. Oh, nice one, Berber, lad. Hang on a second. Let me see what this is. Ugh. Oh, okay. So Jay Percy from the Telegraph. Yeah, I did see that earlier, actually, but not from him, but basically just a report saying that Villa have informed Man United that Ollie Watkins is not for sale. You know, yeah, I feel like that's just them. You know, it probably is. You're probably right. It is probably a negotiation tactic there, Berber lad, probably. But there you go. I mean, obviously they don't want to lose a proven Premier League goal scorer. They're going to have to be compensated for it. And they're going to have to sign a replacement. So I'm sure they don't want to lose Watkins, really. You know, because he's a good proven player for them. Jackson would be better, big mate. At what, though, lad? Striker and goalkeeper a must in this window. Oh. Kate Cadet says he sent you cures for common colds, pig. That'll come in very handy. Maybe he could do you a favour and send you some recipes for a hair follicle stimulation concoction. You know what I'm saying there, Kate? Oh, we'll have to pay through the nose for Sesko if he ends up the only option left. That's true, yeah. Well, I think Sesko's price is actually going like this throughout the summer transfer window. Maybe they start high as there's less and less interest, or, you know, long time goes on between now and obviously the end of the transfer window. I think there is a likeliness that they'll want to try and cash in, and so maybe he would be available for a little bit less. Cake Piggy got shares in Green Eggs. Honey and lemon. Ooh, How much would Yamal be? 300 million? God knows, yeah. Maybe 160 million or something. Surely nobody's 300 mil. But he is so young with qualities, right all over the place. So, yeah, we should all be all over Isak, pissing me off. Liverpool probably get him. Do you think? I don't think they will get him, Josh. They've spent a lot of money this summer, haven't they? And they've just signed Ekitike as well. You don't rate Sesko Berber, so many better options. I mean, I like him. I just do think that Premier League proven speaks for itself right now. So I would prefer Watkins for cheaper, especially. But there has to be a right price. I mean, for £60 million, Sesko makes more sense if that's what Aston Villa are seeking from Man United for Watkins. No way we should pay 60 for him. He's a £40 to £45 million player. Send me that hair recipe. You hope Chelsea go for Isak? Yeah, good shout. Try snorting some Pepper Piggy. That will get all that gunk out in no time. And then you can call me Peppa Pig, can't you? Actually, you can call me Daddy Pig. I'd still take Vardy for a season and spend on a keeper. Oh, me too. This is the ideal scenario for me, really, from the number 9 perspective. It would be to sign either Watkins or Visser, but let's just use Watkins right now because that's actually somewhat realistic. So we go Watkins up top, we sign Vardy as a backup, and then we get rid of Højlund, and we just give lots of opportunities to Chido Obi as well. So we still have 3 strikers. We have Chido Obi, we have Vardy as a backup, and we have the main guy, Ollie Watkins. I think that would be enough firepower for us to fire us into European spaces. You think Sesko will wait until deadline day, then we'll get him dirt cheap. Love it. No more than 40 million for Ollie. By the way, we're just going to get stuck into the live chat here now, guys, for a Q&A. We're doing it anyway, but we're going to get stuck in. I'm just going to go and shout out everyone that's reposted us on X. Thank you to all the legends that reposted us on X there. Sorry there was no late night stream last night. Me and Mrs. P actually had a date night. We were planning to have a date night, but what actually happened is I was going to do a late night stream as well, as in a United News stream at 10 o'clock. But what actually happened is we just put a movie on and then fell asleep about 9 p.m. or even way earlier than that, and slept until the wee hours this morning. That's date nights for you when you get to this age, guys. No, we were just both tired, to be fair, so we ended up just having a full-on sleep, full-on kip. Right, let's get stuck into the chat. I'm going to shout everyone out on X. Big ups to these legends for sharing the show around. Thank you so much, guys. And keep hitting the likes. We're nearly at 150 likes. Help us get to 200 likes by the end of this show. That would be immense. Thank you so much to all of you that share the show around. There's 6 legends who've reposted us on X. Big ups to you, Dons. Chewbacca. Oh, no. We've had an incident. Oh, dear. Oh, excuse me, guys. Berberland, thank you so much for sharing us around. Francois Cock, the Butcher of Manchester. Feline Fur, you Don. Ryan Neeson and Aaron. Thank you so much, guys and gals out there, for sharing us around and helping spread the word of the show. It's much appreciated. Thank you, guys. Right, let's have a little look, see what's going on. In the live chat, have your say. Yeah, exactly, Daz. It's quite late for me. I'm confused. How can Yamal be only 160? We paid, 90 million for Gashmas? If Yamal's 160, we should try and buy him for 200 million. He's definitely worth it. Yeah, well, if that's the real Jeff Bezos, then maybe you could buy him for us, mate. But there's realistically no way United are going to do it right now, is there? Beats Guys says, sounds like my date nights with my girlfriend Big. We put on a documentary last night and passed out at like 11. There you go, you see. We're getting to a certain age, I think. It's not so much Netflix and chill as it is Netflix and nap. You know what I mean? Piggy role-playing as Timo Shafter on his date night. Oh, dear. Spot on, Jay. It's a no-brainer. What did Jay say? J lad says, it's strange, but Vardy is the perfect fit, even if we still got Watkins or Mateta, having Vardy there too. Precisely, what a great experienced player to have around who could still chip in goals. And plus also, what about like other players learning from him? Wouldn't it be great to have someone like Chido Obi, like looking up to Vardy, some guy who's been there, done it, won basically everything in English football? He hasn't won the European stuff, but he won the Premier League, he's won the FA Cup. You know what I mean? He's a proper hard-working, he's somebody to look towards and go, yeah, this guy has achieved a lot in the game through hard work and determination. Guy was playing for Fleetwood Town not that long ago, for Pete's sake, and managed to get all the way up to winning the Premier League from non-league. I mean, I find that amazing. The Jamie Vardy story is a truly amazing story. It's one of those dream stories. You know what I'm saying? It's different when you've just been, I don't know, some sort of prodigy as a young kid, like Messi or something, you just brought through Barcelona's academy, and then you're in the first team and you're some prodigy and then the best player in the world. That's got its own awesomeness to it. And he had Messi was ill when he was a child and all sorts. That's a great story too. But there's something just about like the underdog story of Vardy playing for Fleetwood Town, being a non-league player, as an adult, and then making it and still managing to make it all the way to the top. The guy's a veteran. That's the word. He's a veteran. And there's nothing wrong with having a couple of veterans in your team. You need veterans for the young whippersnappers to learn from. I think I do. Gav's highlights today. It's a serious bit of melt fever going on. Craw, how you doing, you legend? Good to see you, Craw. You just got back home from work and I see this. What a time to be a United fan. Well, I wouldn't hate on it. If you're talking about Watkins, I wouldn't hate on it. It's a good addition to the side, lad. Are you streaming tonight? I am streaming tonight. I know I didn't last night, but I'm definitely streaming tonight. We'll be on. Bet that's completely sprayed the wall, pig. Could you imagine Zlatan sneezing, mate? It's like a Force 5 hurricane, lad. My name is Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Zlatan wants to sneeze in your direction. Be prepared to grab hold of palm tree. Jamal is north of 200. Nobody's 200, are they? Come on. But maybe actually he would be because he's already one of the best players around and he's 17, 18, so maybe he actually would be. Too many strikers for a 25-man squad. You love Bruno, but in hindsight, do you think we should have took the 100 million? No, because I have no faith in the Glazer shithouses and Ineos spending it well anyway. So I'd say no. I'd rather have our captain who's a hard worker and proven and wants to be here. I'd rather that. Especially with the other melts in the team. Like Bruno's one of our better characters. Got more chance of me being the king of Spain than Yamal even taking a second look at United. He's not going anywhere, is he, Muddy? It's not just United. I don't think he's going to be going anywhere. You defo take Vardy for a season. We are short on strikers as it is. 100% lad. Mickey, Watkins, Vardy and Højlund. Obi out on loan. I'd rather Højlund out on loan, to be fair. Vardy and Rasmus, Danish friends. Oh, Danish friends. Make Vardy captain. Oh, how many more players would you sign, Piggy? Honestly, we need about 4 more players. Certainly need 4 more. I'd say we need a striker, a goalkeeper, a central midfielder, and ideally a right wing back as well. Still miss Vardy not being in the England squad. Yeah, too few games to keep everyone happy this season. Oh, Debba says, should have bought Vissa. Not wrong, lad. Great value, I agree. Links up with Mbuemo. No brainer, lad. Cheap. Vardy would make a great Red Devil captain. You can't just give him the captaincy coming into the side, though. What, 37? He's not even going to play all that often. He can't have the captaincy, mate. He would have made a good captain 10 years ago. Only vet signing that ever worked was Teddy and Zlatan. Rest were wank. I disagree with you, Muddy. I could almost guarantee you, if we think about it, there was more veteran signings that did well. Let me rack my brain. Laurent Blanc came in for 1 season when he was like fucking 106 years old. Bossed it for a season for us, lad. Yeah? Who else? I mean, you just used a couple of really good examples, to be fair. Okay, fair enough. Some of them might be a miss, but some of them are going to be hits like those couple of players you just used there, lad. When's your next pre-season game? It is on the 27th, so it's actually midnight Saturday night. We'll be doing a watch-along for it. So Alex Ferguson would have signed Vardy years ago. Oh, you know it. Lad. Vardy's done. Oh, we'd have Kane and Vardy. Those would be 2 of our strikers if we were a Manchester United under Alex Ferguson now. Which youngsters would you choose for the West Ham game? I really want to see more from Diego Leon. I like Collier, Mainu. I'd like to see those players get the opportunities, to be fair. They'd never replace him. Hey, Xavier Winston, thank you so much, very much indeed, lad. He says, I built an app that syncs watch-along streams with the live games on TV. Would you want to try it out? Can email you some details if so. Sure, why not? I'll read it. I'll give it a read there, Xavier lad. Sounds interesting. It built out the app that syncs watch-along streams with the live games on TV. Thing is, I always just sync them up myself. So, but sure, feel free to email me, lad. Nice one. Thank you very much for the £5 super chat. This guy's eagerly trying to sell his product, isn't he? Fair play to him. You've got to speculate to accumulate. Do you know what I mean? Hey, cheers for you, Xavier. That's nice of you, though, lad. You're dreaming, Yamal. Yes, you can email me. Anyway, my email should be available on my channel there if you click it, or on my Twitter, lad. X link is pinned to the top of the chat if you want to check me. Give me a DM there or wherever. You're dreaming, thank you very much for that there, Xavier. You're dreaming, Yamal. You have no chance he wants to fight for a title, not relegation. Who the hell's talking about us signing Yamal, guys? Nobody's actually talking about that, are they? Pig sneezing reminds of Jurassic Park when that kid gets completely sprayed from the dinosaur. Oh, brilliant. Yeah. The Brontosaurus lad. 2 keepers needed. What about Henrik Larsson? He's another one as well, yes. Blanc was good. Yeah, Blanc was good. Van der Sar is a great shot. I mean, I guess it's a bit different for goalkeepers. Oh, yes, Cavani was fantastic for us. Nothing wrong with Cavani. Cavani was brilliant for us for that season. Blanc was piss poor for us, though. You what? Laurent Blanc was good for us, mate. What are you talking about? Laurent was good. Larsson, Blanc, Van der Sar, Cavani. Cavani's definitely on the list. Yeah, Larsson smashed it. Van der Sar was in his 30s. Oh, yeah, Van der Sar was old, man. Ibra, Van der Sar, fair enough. Goalkeeper's a bit different, though, isn't it? Thank you, Xavier Winton. I'll email you. It syncs all your viewers to it as well. Well, it sounds very interesting, Xavier. Thank you. Yeah, that would be cool. Please do let us know. Nice one. Have a feeling it could be another tough season. Watkins is a bum. Why is Watkins a bum, Jim? Why did you say that? 15, 16 goals in the season just gone. 23 or something the season before. How is that bum stats? That's not bum stats, lad. You know who has got bum stats? Gashmus Boyland. And he's currently the striker that will be playing with the first fucking game of the season if nothing happens now between now and then. I.e. him being sold and us signing somebody new like Watkins. So just remember that, Jim. You know, we will have that human bum, Rasmus Boyland up top there if we don't get someone like that. Yeah, FIFA streamers do it, but not proper real-life football streamers. What's that all about? Yamal and Vardy partnership, bring Greenwood back. Be funny watching you and that Mancini's going on a live stream together. I'll fair play you, David Ladd. Smash a like if you wish United to get rid of Slobby Shaw. J United were the one who wanted to keep Ten Hag and Ollie. You're a crybaby joke. You need to calm down yourself there, Roger Mosley, lad. And by the way, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, in hindsight, if we'd have kept him, we'd have been much better off there, Roger. So I think Jay's right. If you think about it, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer should still be the bloody coach based on what Ten Hag did after coming in and having a stinker for 3 years and spending 600 mil. You know, Ollie had us beating teams 9-0 and finishing in second place and getting to European finals and stuff. Nothing wrong with Ollie, lad, really. In hindsight, we had him there. He should have had longer. Nicholas Voltamente from Stuttgart's decent striker. Yeah, but he's going to Bayern Munchen, isn't he, Elliot? From what I understand. Rasmus hasn't scored for months. Watkins is a pro, but not exciting. That's fair. Yeah, Cavani had a few good games. Wouldn't say decent, though. Are you joking me, Muddy? I feel like in that first season, he scored at least 15 goals for us. You know, I'm sure he did. And some of those banging goals. He scored one of the most beautiful goals of the season. I really wish I could remember who it was against now. But it was a fucking sick... You know that one from distance? It was like a lofted chip shot from miles away. Do you know what I mean? Like a loft. It was just perfect. Oh, Cavani was epic, lad. No, he scored a lot of good goals for us. Fulham, that's the one, was it, Muddy? Yeah, no, that one was... Oh... That was one of the nicest goals we saw that season, definitely. You just want... But obviously one goal doesn't change anything, but I'm pretty sure he had a lot of good stats. Just want someone who's a good finisher. I would be okay with a veteran striker as a stopgap signing. You've been saying we should go for Welbeck. Well, Welbeck would be a good servant in the club again, wouldn't he? He was good last time. Not a bad overall sort of squad rotation player to come in and do a job for you. Not maybe the number 9, starting number 9, but somebody to come in and be able to play for you in a couple of different positions, clearing the schnoz on the trolling. Jose should have had longer. Yeah, him as well. Would have kept Rude as manager. I don't know, mate. I don't know. Maybe he did deserve a chance, to be fair. Yeah, you do miss Ollie when he was doing... Yeah, he was doing well, wasn't he? I know, you know, a lot of people at the club, we are just... I think a bit ungrateful and a bit unrealistic. In hindsight, Ollie was doing all right, wasn't he? And this is myself as well. At the time, we just want more. We demand more all the time. But, you know, sometimes the grass isn't always greener. And Ollie was doing okay. He had brought at least back a bit of attacking passion back to the club, at least. Southampton game was class from Cavani. Oh, you know it. Ten Hag stink is well thick at United. It is. Ollie's team was Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Yeah, there's been Manu to Spurs. I mean, Ollie, I still maintain Ollie would have done great that season if he didn't wreck the status quo of the team by signing Cristiano Ronaldo and also Sancho. You know, it didn't help us signing those players that summer, did it? The team was better before. Ollie would have kept 100%. Cavani's a legend. Wish we got him from Napoli back in the day rather than PSG. Oh, yeah, definitely, no, 100%. Ollie, COVID lockdown football was the most fun I've had watching United. That's a fair point, Beast Guy. There was a good feeling around the team, wasn't there? Good camaraderie, good spirit around the team for a change. Knows the values of the club. Yeah, can see us sending Manu. Hope not. Should have gotten in Bereth from Monaco. Ollie had the special pleasing touch, which went down well with fans. Exactly. Ollie played exciting attacking football. Yeah, and there was a time and a place for it. He didn't always, Sometimes we'd sit back and soak up pressure, but there's a time and place to do that, like when you play in Man City and they're a much better possession side than you are. Well, it makes sense to sit back and counter, and he did that to good effect, and we actually did beat City a good few times under Ollie, didn't we? You remember, Pig, when Ollie lost 4 to Watford and you was fuming? Well, yes, okay. I was absolutely fuming, yeah. That was like one of his last games, wasn't it? Well, it was a ridiculous start to the season we had after finishing second. You were expecting us to go forward. But in hindsight, these things happen, and look at what's happened since. Ollie would have never had us as low as this. Rumours are Yamal wants to join us. Ollie knew nothing about Ronaldo. I don't know about that, lad. I don't know about that, lad. Ollie, to be fair to Ronaldo, he actually did quite well while Ollie was still at the club. That season, he was doing well for us. Waiting for the Isaac deal on United streamer videos. Ollie was just painful picking trash for the Lingard all the time. But those guys were actually performing back then, if you remember. Maybe not Lingard. But Trashford wasn't doing too badly. Lingard had his greatest time under Jose, didn't he? He was good under Jose. United in lockdown were amazing, so maybe the pressure of fans is too much. Hoyland's a legend in the Cleethorpes. Tiddlywinks Division 6 under 35s. Eric should buy some of his signings back. Against big clubs, Ollie and LVG cooked. Hey, you have a good one, Cake and Air. Thank you so much for getting in here while you're working, lad. Yeah, we're pretty much going to be wrapping this stream up in a moment anyway, but just wanted to jump on with the lunchtime news. As we do, we're on here every day around lunchtime, 1 p.m, with the latest Man United transfer news and goings on, and we'll be back on later as well with the evening's transfer news around about 10 p.m, and if there's anything big or breaking in between, we'll jump on. If Ollie didn't get the help, would you get Keno instead? Nah, mate, to be fair, as much as I think Keno would be a great motivator in his old school, I think there's a reason he's not really in management, There's a reason. He's done well. He did well at Sunderland and Ipswich, He's too abrasive, mate. He is a bit abrasive. He's not going to last long in any job, I don't reckon, like that. Who should have succeeded? Well, who should have done was probably Pep Guardiola, to be honest, Sheikh. That's who should have done. There was even discussions with him in New York, wasn't there? Sir Alex had a meeting with him, but I think he'd already committed to go to Bayern, or I can't remember exactly what happened now. But yeah, I mean, it probably would have been Pep that made the most sense, if we're being honest, at the time. Right at the time. Right. Anyway, guys, listen, we're going to wrap this sucker up, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Ollie Watkins to United is being discussed. There's talks on. Get in there, my son. Hopefully we can get this guy in, because we desperately need a number 9. And if not him, then Visser. If not Visser, then, I don't know, Sesko. But we certainly need a number 9 coming in very, very soon. Very, very soon. Plus, the goalkeeper position still needs to be addressed, and the midfield position is a bare minimum. Let's hope United can pull their fingers out of all these pies this summer and try and actually get one in the oven. That's it for me then, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks to all the moderators like Daz Salford, Mikhail Kramer, Kate Cadet, Beats Guy, the Don Gungshi as well, Gav's Highlights, all the mods in blue. Thank you so much for all that you do. And Berber, and all the legends in green, thank you for being members of the channel, such as the Kate Cadet, get in there, my son Mikhail. Russell Bland's a member there as well. Thank you for supporting the show, Russell. And everybody else who's in here, thank you so much for joining. Links read, United History. As always, you can come back after and have your say. Keep hitting the likes before you go, though. We're nearly at 200 likes. Hit the thumbs ups. Help us get to 200. Subscribe if you're new. Keep a lookout for any streams on the channel. You can click the bell icon for notifications. Follow us on Insta, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Kick at Flying Pig United. Links are in the description, and I'll see you later on for more United news. Get in there, Sadak Rahman. Yes, fair enough. I understand it. Depends on the value. Depends on the price. If Watkins is 40 mil, I'd rather Watkins. If Sesko's 60 mil and Watkins 60 mil, I'd rather Sesko. That's it. Legends. Cheers, guys. Thanks very much. Nice one, Daz Salford. Nice one, everyone. And I'll see you on the next one. And remember, Piggy loves you. And also remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, as this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much. Get in there, you beauties. Thank you so much to all the patrons here for supporting the channel on patreon.com/FlyingPigUnited. As a thank you, all you legends will be appearing on this outro list. Get in there. Once again, thank you to all the YouTube members, but one of the best ways you can support the channel is on patreon.com, so check it out. Patreon.com/FlyingPigUnited. And once again, a big thank you to all the legends that do support the channel on Patreon. Get in there.